Hello, YouTube. Take a look at this. Isn't that just satisfying? Just absorb that for a moment. This is what a full page of E5 looks like, and we'll carry on. There's even more here as well. This account belongs to none other than my dear friend Sol, the crazy American whale that we know for spending a lot of money on this game to have very, very powerful heroes. He works with his dad to maintain this account, and it is truly a marvel to behold. But you know what else is a marvel to behold? EOS, a hero who, since her release, has been kind of okay, but now that she's Transcendence, she's phenomenal. Transcendence EOS really pops off with melodic strings. If you haven't seen this in action, I'm going to show you how this works today. But to make this even more spicy, melodic strings, obviously, you should know by now, is a good artifact. But you know what's better than melodic strings? 2 melodic strings! Hell yeah, baby! Both of them are splendid, and this artifact gives a whopping 50% all damage dealt, right at the start of the fight. I've had people turn around to me and say, MK, is it worth getting this artifact? I mean, I grabbed one during the Christmas event, I can get another one for free this week. Is a glittery one gonna be enough? A glittery, it's still 20% damage increase. Radiant, 35. That damage is still going to be huge. That's feeding into an active skill so that you can then capitalize on all that extra damage. My friends, it is pretty darned awesome. Now, the reason we have this on Halora is because an early active skill from a Halora is pretty fantastic. It's not necessarily even the best hero to be running it on, because it's counter-synergistic, actually, to what Halora likes to do. If you didn't know, when Halora gets attacked, your other heroes, with their Queen's Guard, go ahead and poke. And actually, the nature of this artifact means that crackback from Queen's Guard is so much more powerful on heroes who are being affected by melodic strings. So if we stuck this on a different hero, that crackback is going to be huge. And hopefully we can show you that with the EOS, because this EOS is an absolute monstrous. She's on speed attack here. She's got that crackback damage, all the holy damage, all the attack. We've got that damage dealt. And just come see some of the numbers we're capable of doing. I will say, before we go into this fight, we're going to be fighting some of the most powerful accounts in the entirety of the Idle Heroes Android servers. For example, from Omega Project here, we have Hyde. And Hyde is rocking an account which has a decent number of Transcendence heroes and is coming in at a whopping 56 million damage. The team we're going to send against them is the one that follows here. 2 Rogans, EOS, Aspen, Vesa, and Halora at only 48 million damage. Watch this. Here we go. Things are going to start off with an active skill from EOS, which is going to absolutely wreck. Look at the damage numbers we did there. The opponent's EOS is nearly dead, and we have active skills ready from everybody else because they're either running the new artifact or Snowheart. Now, if you didn't know, Snowheart is incredible in the current PvP meta. You may be a little outdated and think the Golden Crown is still the way to go, but trust me, if you can slow down the entire opposing team, heroes like Aspen and now EOS can really capitalize on that. And the damage that you're capable of doing on teams like this is wild. Aspen still hasn't even done his active skill yet, and he didn't even have to. Look at that. Beautiful. Massive amounts of damage, huge things coming in from all of us. Now let me just show you everyone on this team and how they're built. So let's start off with our old EOS. You've already seen her. She's got resonance armor and the melodic strings with speed attack. Let's go take a look now at our Aspen. He is also a homeowner, but this time he's running a Snowheart Splendid. Very nice with speed attack for himself. Moving across, we have Vesa here. She's also running a Snowheart. As I said, she is built for speed attack. We of course have our 2 Rogans here, both at Void 4 to give them the best final passives, both with splendid Snowhearts, and then Halora is the finishing piece. Of course, she doesn't have Snowheart, she has the melodic strings. Now, one thing I would like to try, which is going to be a little bit different, is removing the melodic strings from Halora, sticking it on Aspen, and then putting the Snowheart on Halora. Now, one really nice thing about Halora is she hits all of the opponents, so that might not seem like the best idea immediately, but given that Scarlet Queen Halora's active skill is going to go off, debuff the opponents. It might actually work out better for us. Only way to find out is to fight and see. One thing worth mentioning, though, is actually I don't know if the tenant bonuses being given to Aspen are quite as good as the tenant bonuses being given to Halora. I will show you those two, of course, before we get in on everything. Now, let's go watch this Vesa do a ton of damage, hopefully, to these opponents. And, okay, Aspen, let's see it. Doing a little bit of damage there. He's nearly dead, unfortunately. The Rogan's doing a big crack out, and it is still round one. See those attack backs from that Queen's Guard doing a ton of damage, finishing people off because of the damage bonuses we're getting, not just from the holy damage, but the all damage dealt as well. And here comes an active skill from EOS, cleaning up what remains. And isn't it wild that EOS gets an active skill round 1 and round 2? And wait, that was the wrong Aspen? Did we put it... No, wait, I don't think it was. That's a tenant Aspen. Did we put the artifact on the wrong Aspen? No, we didn't. That was the correct Aspen, my intro temp. Don't you worry, my dude. We had the correct one. It was fine. It was pretty good. We can go in again. We could show you how it works. I mean, just take a look at the Aspen. He's below where I am. There's an active skill from EOS. Ton of damage there. Wow, we nearly killed the opposing Aspen. That went really nicely. Halora with the active skill, not breaking through that unbending will shield, unfortunately, but still, things are looking good. Aspen then does his active. There you go. Look at that. Oh my word. Are we even going to get a round 2? We genuinely might not. Okay, yes we do. Active skills there. And okay, they managed to survive. Just about. But this Sherlock, the only thing keeping him in is the health swab. And he is dead. Again, look at those damage numbers. EOS putting in work down here with a whopping 651 million damage. I am totally impressed by this hero for PvP, and it is just fantastic to see a brand new Transcendence hero really turning heads and synergizing so well with that new artifact. Yes, we're running Snow Hearts. Yes, we're running the new artifact. Yes, they're all splendid, and it's a little bit wild and probably not typical of what most accounts have. And yes, everyone that's in these tenant slots is Void 4, and the buildings are super upgraded, but still, we're facing opponents who should be likewise as powerful. So, check this out. The tenants aren't that bad either. Most high-end accounts should have access to both Aspen and Vesa, and Aspen and Vesa are both really nice and synergistic with EOS. Now that's something I wanted to talk about too. Synergy. When using EOS with your heroes, it's often difficult choosing from the mass array of heroes we have, what 6 to use on your team. Well, you'll notice we're not using Sword Flash. There's a reason for that. Everything we want to do for this team focuses on EOS. As kills happen, she gets more energy. We're leaning towards her active skills. And if you don't know, the team building in this game is now very pillared. Everything needs to go into one hero. The reason? The Cloud Island, because the Cloud Island resources are all best to be thrown on one individual hero and just having everything focused on that. That's why our individual buildings here are as high as they are. By focusing on one single hero, you make that individual super duper powerful. Now, because EOS can so reliably get multiple active skills off, it is just incredible to have her as that pillar hero. Combining that then with Melodic String, ensuring that she's getting an active skill round 1, also giving her additional holy damage, additional attack, it really begins to make sense that she is the hero that we're going to be leaning towards. And therefore, when we focus a team around her, we want to focus on 2 main attributes: keeping her alive and ensuring her damage is as high as possible. That is why we have opted for the team that we have. Keeping someone alive is easily done when you have Fairy Queen Vesa. Fairy Queen Vesa gives shields and she gives healing and is also just a boon to your team. She is a great hero to run and naturally very strong as a hero who is transcendent. Excellent addition. Now, in the PvP scene, Aspen is going to help the survivability of your team because you can cause opponents to become scared of you with that Horrify ability, which is now called Fear. And Fear stops opponents doing basics, so you can potentially lock them out of doing things. Absolutely fantastic. Now, leaning into that, one other thing we want to talk about is not only increasing damage, but survivability. Those 2 things come together, and what hero offers that for an account more than Rogan? Arguably none. And you might think, wait a minute. Rogan's final passive, I get it, this boosts crit damage, it boosts crit, it boosts all nice things that make you deal more damage. In fact, it even boosts your speed, and with the Snow Hearts, that's just brutal, you're going super fast. Great news for everybody involved on your team. But also, Rogan is able to give Bloodthirsty to random allies. So by running 2 Rogans, both with energy artifacts, we're not just getting the bonus of the speed boost and the slowdown from the Snow Heart. We have Bloodthirsty potentially being given to EOS, which means her attacks are going to heal her, keeping her alive. So not only will she hit harder, her chance of death is decreased. And then finally that leaves us with one more hero to pop in, and the hero obviously that we've chosen here is Halora. The reason being, Halora's active skill is so beautiful because you can corrupt enemies, meaning they deal less crit damage and take more crit damage themselves, which increases your damage and increases your survivability. You have the Royal Guard, which increases all damage dealt, absolutely fantastic, and gives you that Queen's Guard ability, which means the crackback happens, tears through opponents' shields and other annoying abilities, and gets opponents dead efficiently and quickly. And that's what makes this team so aggressive and so viable. Now sure, a lot of this does hand into the artifacts and the star spawns and all the other things available to us, but as I said, we're facing big endgame teams that should also have these kind of things up their sleeve. And yeah, I get it, look at the power levels, we got 140s all across the board from this account, but truly, when you go and take that all into consideration, our power level was not as high as that person we fought at the beginning, 56 million. If I go ahead and fight though, it almost looks like we're just bullying on someone who has half the power level we do. EOS's active skill tearing through their health, making an embarrassment of that health bar. I see more grey here than green. Halora comes in, cracks, taking it further down. We're getting hit by Queen's Guards, but we don't even care. Here comes Aspen with his active skill. 2 opponents are already dead. Half of our active skills haven't even gone off yet. Rogan does one, finishes someone off. There's another active skill. Boom. And here's the final hit from the EOS. Round 1 over. Start of round 2, a win. I'm sorry, but this team annihilated them. They didn't stand a chance. Let's go find someone else. Let's see who could possibly stand up against this. 54 million. That's more than we have. This is 7 up. Let's see what they're capable of. We're going to hopefully take them down. Hopefully it's a win. There's an active skill from the EOS, tearing through, Unbending Will triggered on that opposing EOS right there. Now, maybe they've forgotten to build EOS. Maybe they haven't updated their lineup. That could possibly be the case. But look, fear is out on these opponents. There's Halora cracking down. Aspen with the active. Boom, crashing through the opponents. It's just ridiculous. We haven't lost anybody. A bunch of silences put on us. We don't even care about that. We're just having a great time tearing through these opponents, and I'm truly impressed. Right, I don't normally make much PvP content these days, but this is such a cleverly made team. The hero choices, everything, it just works so nicely into each other. And honestly, it's very satisfying, because I first thought when DH Games announced Transcendence Heroes, all we'd be seeing is Transcendence Hero after Transcendence Hero after Transcendence Hero, full teams made of Transcendence Heroes. And yeah, okay, that's kind of what you'll see on some accounts, but not every account. And I get it, Rogan is the hero that everybody's running, and that raises the question, is the problem with Transcendence Heroes, or is the problem with Rogan? Or do we need more heroes like Rogan who are just splashable on teams? Now, I get it, granted, Rogan boosts everybody's stats, which means your Transcendence Heroes just become even more powerful, so yes, we are still in a meta where Transcendence Heroes rule. Will that ever change? No. But it's just fun to see teams actually being viable that don't have to use Sword Flash, that don't have to use Asmodel the Dauntless, that don't have to use heroes which, quite frankly, some people just don't want to build. Now, I get it, a lot of people do want to build Sword Flash, but seeing a PvP team that doesn't use her, that tears through, it's still very satisfying to see. Also, with no Sword Flash, we don't have to run Drake, and that's also worth considering. So there you go, folks. That was an incredible PvP team with double melodic strings and really showcased how strong this new Transcendence EOS is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one, and happy idling.